Hello, welcome to my full spoiler free review of Spider Man Brand New Day that I saw today in 4DX. And so, just in case you were coming directly to my full spoiler free review and did not watch my spoiler free short, I'm going to do kind of a quick summary overview. And so, the premise of this movie is you have Peter Parker who devotes his life full time as Spider Man to the city of New York. And in this movie, he ends up going through this metamorphosis change within himself that seems to be triggered by different things. And while he grapples with, these changes, you have this new threat that seems unstoppable, that is very much something that only Spider-Man seems to be able to stop. And what a movie. So I'm Shay, and let's get into the full spoiler-free review. So, as I was saying in my short, this movie I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and it's been so nice to see him grow as the Spider-Man movies have progressed. But this one, because the other previous Spider-Man movies, you have MJ and you have Ned, his friends, and they're all in high school. And this happens post high school, university, and you really see it in their characters. It was funny. It had twists. The fight scenes were absolutely fantastic. Now, because my friend and I were watching in 4DX, the seats were moving around like crazy. So it was kind of like we were in an amusement park ride. I am seeing the movie again tomorrow in Laser Ultra, and so I'm really excited to be able to see everything, because the seats were moving around so much at some points that I feel like I may have missed critical things. But honestly, the fight scenes that you see in this movie are just epic. They go fast, slow. You get to see different perspectives too, which I really liked. And growing up, I remember you have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which was very different than Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, because Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, his webs come out of his body, whereas Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, they come out of their as like gadgets. And from watching the trailer, they talk about how spiders go through this kind of transformative period as they grow into this other phase or maturity or something like that. And it really feels almost like a full circle, because in the trailer you see him waking up and he's completely covered in web, and it seems like his body is transforming in a way, and he's going into this next life cycle of this arachnid part of himself. So I thought that was really interesting, and really, really cool, and very much I felt like this movie was very much of, accepting yourself for who you are and not fighting or trying to change things about yourself, and how something that you may feel is bad is actually not a bad thing when you look at it from a different perspective. This movie had twists. There were gasps watching the movie. I cried. I was tearing up a couple times and scared of what was going to happen. I just didn't know. And there were unexpected moments and very touching, moving moments. And a lot of growth that you saw in some of the people in this movie. And, you know, it's a movie that I feel like took you along in a journey. And, you know, from watching the other Spider-Man movies, um, there was something that had happened in the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I forget which one it was, but something happened in it that is playing a huge role in this one, in this particular movie. And so it's really, really interesting to see what happens with MJ and Ned in this movie following what happened at the end of the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. It was really, really interesting. Not, you know, from watching the trailer, I had an idea of what was going to happen, but then watching the movie, it didn't go at all what what you know, myself, and from the gasps and the "aw" you heard in the theater around you, other people that were in the audience were also experiencing the same thing. So, you know, that was really fun in um, experiencing shocking moments and um, unexpected moments, and moments that, you know, you thought you, from what you were seeing on screen, you thought you understood what was happening, and it's like, oh, nope, nope, it, you know, that's not at all what's happening. And what you see on screen, it's you can't always believe what you see. And I know with the Marvel movies, they're starting to do kind of a cross over with X-Men. So I didn't realize this, but um, there was a character from, I guess, the X-Men universe that's in this movie. I had no idea. So I thought that was interesting. That's what my friend that I went to the movie with was telling me. And yeah, it really was a fun movie. Um, you know, it's a movie that I would say that I know I was talking to I've talked to some people about um, the Spider-Man movies and all of that, and I believe they're rated PG-13, PG-14, but they're very much typical Marvel movie, standard Marvel movie. But honestly, this movie was really, really well done and really enjoyable, and I was completely locked in. And it's just, this movie's going to keep you on your toes. Um, Honestly, like, from remembering the last Spider-Man movie and then watching this one, the like animation and special effects and like the how the camera work is it just it raised the bar, I have to say. Honestly, this movie was really, really well done. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it again. Genuinely, I this was a really well done movie, and loved all the acting. Um, you know, loved the. I really enjoyed so many aspects of this movie, and there were a lot of things that happened that you just didn't expect, that were just ridiculous in, you know, the best way. And you know, I'm excited to see how things continue. I did read the title of an article. I didn't read the article, but I did read the title of um, an article regarding Tom Holland and Spider-Man, and he was saying, and I don't know if that had to do with this movie or past ones, but I do recall at some point he was saying that he is happy to continue as Spider-Man, however long the studio wants him to be Spider-Man. So I don't know where things are going to go after this one based on how the movie ended. There is a post credit, like, you have the initial credits that have all the animations and things like that. And then you have like the post credit where you have where you have um, all the other behind the scenes workers and the songs that were played and things like that. So um, stick around till the very end, till all the credits are done, because there is a post credit scene that is unveiling what's going to happen next. And a lot of people, once we saw what was on screen, there were a lot of people discussing their thoughts about what's going to happen next. People were saying, well, we know there's this movie and then this movie's going to be coming out, and I wonder if there's going to be this other crossover, and I have no idea how that's going to work. And it didn't specify a date either. Sometimes in the post-credit scenes you have like the first Avengers, at the post credit scene said, the Avengers will return in X. And when it was any of the Marvel movies, you have where it's a particular character. It's not even the title of the movie that says. So there is a post credit scene. And yeah, it doesn't really specify much, but it also gives enough information for you to be curious. I'm not going to say any more than that. You'll just have to actually stay and watch the post end of credit scene. But yeah, overall, this was a great fun movie, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it again. And I'm seeing it, I don't know if I mentioned this because I'm tired, I'm seeing it in Laser Ultra, and so I'm really looking forward, and I feel like I've said this, I'm looking forward to seeing how being able to see everything, and then being able to film, like do a review with more details and more information. And yeah, like there's more that I want to say, but I know I can't say anymore because I would spoil, and that is the last thing. I don't like saying spoilers at all when it is a spoiler-free video. So I think that's everything that I can say off the top of my head. I know that there is more I can say, but like I just said, I don't want to spoil the movie. I think I've given enough information to give you an idea of, I guess, the experience, and you'll just have to go and watch the movie and experience it for yourself. So I think that'll do it. Let me know if this is a movie you're really excited about. Are you going to pick up any of the limited edition merch and, popcorn buckets or anything like that? Did you see people dress up? I didn't see anybody dress up, but I also went to like a 3:20 p.m. Screening. Now my friend said that there were people dressed up. I missed that. They would have gone to the, like, probably the very very first screening. I'm sure I'm going to see people dressed in outfits tomorrow. But did you see people dressed up? Are you going to dress up? Did you dress up? Is this a movie you're looking forward to? Or were you waiting to kind of see how the reviews were before going to see the movie? Any thoughts, comments you want to make, things you want to say, you can put them down in the comment box. And yeah, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can just watch. I'm happy for I express my appreciation at the end of all my full videos. That I appreciate every single watch, view, it all. I'm very very appreciative, and I do thank you for taking the time to play my video while you're doing whatever you're up to. And until the next one, thank you so much, and yeah, take care.